By Monday morning, 6 teams will believe they can win the Super Bowl.
And 6 fan bases will be sitting there wondering, how did it end like that?
Wildcard Weekend does not care about regular season records.
It doesn't care about hype.
It only asks one question.
Can you survive pressure?
Tonight we are breaking down what should happen,
what could happen,
and the one upset that could flip this whole entire playoff picture. This is Bloodline Sports. Let's go. All right, man. So lots of football this weekend. Lots of games to watch. It is the wild card opening weekend of the NFL playoffs.
'Tis the most wonderful time of the year.
'Tis the most wonderful time of the year for you, not for me, because I don't even want to get to it.
It's always fun watching playoff football, regardless.
No, it is. It is, but it's more fun when your team's in, and mine's not. Anyways, regardless, I mean, I think that what's going to happen next year is going to happen. Will we be better? I don't know, but I do know this. The one thing that I wanted to happen has happened, and that was for Matt Eberflus to hit the road.
Yeah, I don't know why they hired him in the first place.
I don't either. That was like a whole mistake.
Yeah.
But that usually happens when you hire a defensive coordinator and then you hire the head coach. It's like, how the hell do you do that? Right? So, anyways, that's the Cowboys are not a non-story for this playoff. So let's not even talk about them. So what we are going to do, we are going to start with the games that should be chalk, meaning these games should go the way everybody thinks they should go. And we're going to start with the Chargers and the Patriots. So, yeah, right? On paper, New England, right, wants the game to exactly be here. Control the tempo, control the clock, and force the Chargers, who like to move and go really quick.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to try to force them to be patient.
Yeah, no, they don't like patience at all. They're going to want to be explosive coming out there. They're huge underdogs coming in, and I think they're going to want to prove everyone wrong right away.
Yeah. But the one question is, though, when it comes to that, because they can be so explosive, is can the Patriots defense keep everything in front of them?
Ooh, who knows? Because if the Chargers hit even just one deep shot, the game's going to speed up.
Yeah, I can see that. So basically what we're talking about is if the game is close in the fourth quarter, the Patriots are going to want to shorten it, which is exactly what is going to come into play what I'm talking about. They're going to want to control the tempo. They want to control the clock. They want to eat up as much of the clock as they can. So Justin Herbert and crew cannot come on and hit quick strikes, which they can do. They struggle at times, but they can do that sometimes.
Yeah, I think if it's coming down to the fourth quarter, they are going to want chaos. They're going to want to put out all the stops, throw everything in their playbook at New England, because at that point, what the heck? After those last 15 minutes, either you play one more game or you're heading off to Malibu or wherever it is. Not Malibu, Cancun.
Yeah, Cancun, right? Yeah, that's exactly right. So here's a question. If it comes down to one final drive, who do you trust less? The Chargers' decision-making or the Patriots' offense?
I do think the Chargers, I honestly think both teams could get it done, but I'm going to give the edge to the Patriot just because Drake May has proven time and time again this season why he is one of the MVP candidates, and I think he'll pull out everything to lead New England to that victory. While I do think the Chargers could also come in and shock everyone, it just doesn't feel like the right time for them. It feels like, then again, you could also say that with New England, since they just came out of nowhere this year.
Yeah.
More than anything, the Chargers, it's really the Chargers' time because they've had time to develop over these past few years. But I just think that New England, they're going to stick it out more. I think they're going to have more stamina in the end.
Yeah. The question is can Jim Harbaugh take the Chargers to that next level now that they're in the playoffs? And he's been there. This is his second year. But I will say this. Drake May came out of nowhere this year.
Yeah.
That was like, what is going on? I did not expect the Patriots to be where they're at. As a matter of fact, last night I was telling you, if I had come out in the beginning of the season and told you the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs and Buffalo will be the 6th seed, what would you have said?
I would not have believed you for a moment.
Right? That's exactly where we are. We are. The Chiefs are not in the playoffs. Buffalo is the 6th seed. And long and behold, Denver, out of all people, is the number 1 seed in the AFC. And then the Patriots are right behind that. Nobody ever saw that coming this year.
Yep.
None at all.
Yep. All the players really just said, "Welcome back, New England." Like they were never even gone.
Yeah, I mean, but we said this when Mike Vrabel got let go from Tennessee. But I thought that was a mistake, and then when New England came in and hired him, I was like, "Ooh, this might be a good move," especially after the project that blew up in their face called Jared Mayo. It just did not work out.
Yeah, no. When he came in, I wasn't unsure because I didn't really think I didn't know if he had just gone out of a bad situation or if he just wasn't a good coach, but he proved to us that just the wrong place to be at.
Yep. And I mean, I'm telling you, man, nobody saw this coming from the Patriots or Drake May to begin, or
the Broncos
at all.
I could have seen the Broncos since they did make it in last year, but definitely not the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that Bo Nix was headed in the right direction, and obviously, when you have Sean Payton as your head coach, anything can go, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he's proven that when he went down to New Orleans, he made them a Super Bowl winner, and when he was here with the Cowboys, I said, Jerry, make Sean Payton the head coach, but no, we had to go with the redheaded genius known as Jason Garrett.
He was on the Cowboys coaching staff?
Yes, he was here when Bill Parcells was here. Yeah, we had Maurice Carthon running the offense, and we had Sean Payton as well running parts of the offense when Bill Parcells was here.
And he picked Jason Garrett over him.
Yes, when Bill Parcells decided to step down, he brought in whoever it was after that. I can't remember who the coach was after Bill Parcells. It's been a few years. But he pulled Jason Garrett, who's the offensive coordinator with Miami, pulled him over here, gave him a bunch of money, made him the assistant head coach. Oh, it was Wade Phillips. That's what it is. He hired Wade Phillips. So when Howdy Doody, Wade Phillips, yeah, me and Jerry get along great. This is great. I love it being here, Wade Phillips, then you have the shadow that is Jason Garrett. So whenever Wade Phillips, he was doing great, but then when he started faltering, the redheaded genius was there. But before all this happened, before bringing Wade Phillips in, he could have had Sean Payton as the coach, and he didn't do it. So Sean Payton goes down to New Orleans. He talks Drew Brees into coming down there and playing football for him, and
he made them a contender for about 15 years.
Yeah. The whole time that Drew Brees was there, the Saints were contenders, and they won the Super Bowl, beating none other than Peyton Manning and the Colts.
It's surprising they didn't win more, honestly.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's all news, but whatever. So we'll leave that in the past. So let's move on to the next game that should be chalk. In other words, we should go the way everybody thinks it should go. This is the 49ers and the Eagles. Okay. So this game feels familiar. Why? Because it's going to be physical, it's going to be emotional, and it's going to be personal.
Can both these teams lose? like can there be like a special rule implemented that allows some sort of situation where both teams can go bye-bye?
I mean, nobody would love that more than me because I hate both of them. I hate the 49ers and I hate the Eagles.
I hate the 49ers and I'm scared of the Eagles. Terrified of them.
Yeah. I mean, they won the Super Bowl, but they really have not been that good this year.
For the last year and a half, almost 2 years, they have tortured the Rams. Tortured them so badly.
But I will say this, though. The Rams had them. The Rams had them in the beginning of the season, and they let them off the hook.
Yeah. That still makes me mad. But the reason why Philadelphia was able to make that comeback is because they're in their home stadium, and Philadelphia at home is a whole different story.
Yep.
They're on another level.
Yeah, that crowd when it gets going, it's different and it's a whole different level, like you said. But I will say this though. The 49ers don't panic though. They are built for ugly playoff football. Meaning they can grind it out, they can get behind, and they just one ugly way or another, they will find themselves in the game the whole time.
Yeah, unfortunately. But walking into Philadelphia, they cannot let them get ahead early, because if the Eagles get up early, the crowd's going to become a problem. If you remember a few years back, when they played each other in the NFC Championship game, to be fair, though, a little something did also get in the way, which was Brock Purdy getting injured in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But Eagles immediately, they looked like they were fixing to take advantage of them anyways. They scored 3 minutes into the game instantly. It was 2 or 3 minutes into the game. I was watching that game.
Yeah.
The 49ers cannot let Philadelphia put up an early lead, because if they do, they're going to be in serious trouble.
Yeah, I could see that. But the other thing that I can see, though, is the 49ers, they're going to, if they hang around, if they stay close to the Eagles, pressure shifts fast.
Yeah.
And the Eagles, I don't know they can handle the pressure. I mean, they've shown in some games that they're just not the team that they were last year. So if the 49ers are hanging around and they start putting pressure on them, it might be trouble for them.
Yeah, no. If they let that happen, Philadelphia is not going to be playing loose anymore. They're going to be in serious trouble. They're probably going to start throwing random things, probably making mistakes, and the situation will just go bad. But really, it could just go bad for either team, because on one side, you've got San Francisco, who, as much as they fight back, have a vast history of choking in big playoff moments.
Yep.
Whereas the other side, you have Philadelphia, who, if they can't get things going, then it'll most likely be over for them quick. It's two opposites on a spectrum.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and you know, here's a question for you. So if the game is tight, going late in the fourth quarter, do you trust the Philadelphia Eagles playmakers more, or do you trust the 49ers composure?
As much as I hate to say it, I'm going to trust the 49ers more, just because they can just, every play, just go Christian McCaffrey up the middle and wear them down.
Did you want to throw up when you said that?
Yeah.
That's almost like me like if you ask me to, ask me that question, I have to compliment the Eagles. I'd be like, well, I trust the Eagles.
This is just the nightmare matchup for both of us. This is just that matchup that we always want to avoid, that we don't really have to talk about. But
yeah, two teams that we don't really care about, especially you with the 49ers being in the West and me being in the NFC East.
With Philadelphia.
And having to watch those guys win the division again. And the way that we played is not good. So, all right. So next game, and we're going into what I am calling the swing games. Okay, This is going to be games that could go either way. They could swing either way. All right. So let's start with the Bills and the Jaguars.
Ooh.
This game is dangerous because on paper, Buffalo is better, but the Jaguars, they're hot. And what they did last weekend, even though it was Tennessee, they look like they're prime coming in to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. You'd think Blake Bortles was still the quarterback the way they've been playing this season.
Yeah.
You'd think it'd still be that surprising team that went all the way to the AFC title game. Well, I personally think that, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. This is going to be the closest game of the Wildcard Weekend. Okay. I personally think that it could go either way. It could potentially be decided by even just a singular play or a turnover. I think it'll be neck and neck down to the wire. I could even see it going into overtime, because I know these two teams will not let up. They're both fighting for something.
Yeah.
I think the Bills, not only are they also fighting to get back to the Super Bowl, but as we just know, they most likely just played their last game ever at Highland Park this past weekend. So I'm sure team's going to want to try to get themselves one more home playoff game before they have to say bye-bye to that stadium forever. Whereas the Jaguars are looking to prove that they are an elite team now, and that they're becoming an elite team and want to at least make the championship game or even the Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence is finally, I think it's finally his time. He's had a few years to develop, and he's flourishing now.
Yeah, and they're scary, and they're at home.
Oh yeah,
and I know this, and the Bills know that if they lose this game, the questions are going to start getting really loud.
Oh yeah,
people are going to start questioning what happened. Okay, with Kansas City gone in the playoffs, and you should have been up in the first or second.
It really should
seed,
be. It really
right?
should be wide open for Buffalo right now.
It should be wide open, but they're coming in as a 6th seed, and if they lose to the Jaguars, the question is going to be like, okay, is Josh Allen really the quarterback, or is it time for Sean McDermott to go?
Ooh, yeah. Buffalo's going to want to avoid a first-round exit, but so is Jacksonville, because they're, like I said, they're wanting to prove their worth. I don't know. It's just, this is one of those games where, me personally at least, I'm fine with it going either way. I think it'll just be a nice, great. I could even see it being a high scoring game. Both teams putting up 30 points.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. So, but if the Jaguars jump out early and Buffalo tightens up, that's when mistakes happen, though. That's when mistakes happen. So if Jaguars get out early, Josh Allen is going to feel like, I got to be the man.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when the mistakes happen early. And it's either going to be a good thing if the Jaguars get out early, because then you might get the Josh Allen that you got when they faced Kansas City in that game that went to overtime in the AFC Championship, I believe it was. Right? Where he was just bananas, out of his mind, out of this world. Or you're going to get the, Josh, really? Interception here, little mistake here. It could happen.
I think, honestly, the game's probably going to go in the Jacksonville's favor. All because I think it could happen just because of one turnover. Because, we just saw Josh Allen playing against the Eagles a few weeks ago, threw too much out in front of a receiver on a 2-point conversion that would have won them the game, if I'm correct, or at least sent it to overtime. He's prone to making the small mistakes like that, which somehow always come back to bite him. So he makes that mistake.
And all it can take is one short field.
Yeah.
Right? An interception deep in your own territory, one short field could make the difference.
Oh yeah, one short field, one swing moment, one little mishap, you name it. One.
Yep, that is correct. So that is going to be our first swing game, so it could go either way. We'll see what happens. Jaguars at home, they're hot. Buffalo is Buffalo. Like I said, they look good on paper, but we're going to see what happens, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. So moving on to the next swing game. This is a game that's going to happen on Saturday night.
Ooh.
This is the Packers and the Bears. The Packers and the Bears. And let me tell you why this is special. Because this is not just a playoff game. This is a deep-rooted, vicious, bad blood rivalry game.
Oh yeah, and rivalries throw logic out the window.
Yep, they do. They do. And the thing that I will say this is the Packers are going to want rhythm, right? The Packers are good when they're in a rhythm. They're in a rhythm. Jordan Love back there doing his thing. They're in a rhythm, right? They're doing quick throws. They're doing clean execution. They're doing all that stuff. That's what the Packers are going to want to do in this game, especially because it's being played in Chicago. That crowd can get nasty as well. And Chicago is playing pretty well this year.
They are not looking like the same old Bears anymore.
No.
They're going to want to make it uncomfortable. They're going to want contact. And I will not be surprised if they do get that, if they do get what they want, which I'm going to be honest right now, I don't even see how this could be a close game. The Packers have lost 4 straight games. They have not won a game in a month coming into this. Like, I understand Jordan Love has been in and out of injury, but still, you don't just let that happen at the end of the season. Only reason they even got in the playoffs was because the Vikings and Detroit had one more loss to them, which because of that tie from the Dallas game.
Yeah.
It's really unfathomable that they even got in the first place to me, and I really think that it should be another one of their division rivals in there instead of them. Chicago's going to tear them up, I think. They're going to...
Yeah, and I will say this, for as bad as Green Bay has played in the last 4 games, now, granted, Jordan Love has been hurt as of late. For as bad as they've been playing, I will say this. If Green Bay controls the momentum early, and they are going to calm this thing down. It's going to be, if they could get the control and give them the momentum early, they will want to do what I exactly talked about with the Patriots. They're going to want to control the clock. They're going to want to control the tempo, and they're going to want things to calm down because they don't want that crowd to get rowdy. They're not going to want Ben Johnson to be drawing up these plays that, are hard to defend.
Oh, yeah.
And Caleb Williams has been hitting pretty well on all cylinders here as of late. So that's what I will say about that.
Yeah, I think they could do that, but if Chicago drags it into the fourth quarter, then it's not going to be a good situation for Green Bay, because we know that just like the 49ers earlier, they have a history of playoff chokes in the last 5 to 10 years, especially. Yeah, it's Chicago could make anything happen if they drag it into the fourth. They battle it out to the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, and I can see that, but I will say this though. I will say this too. Now, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Chicago could be the old Chicago smash mad football. We're talking the black and blue division, just putting it to the Packers, or the Packers come out and do exactly what they almost threw up just saying this, what they did to my Cowboys in the playoffs. Right? I mean, everybody thought Jordan Love, rookie.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys, the way they've been playing, this should be an easy win for the Cowboys.
First ever 7th seed to beat a 2 seed, by the way.
No, don't remind me. And that's what I'm talking about. That's why I said anything can happen. Anything can happen, especially in this game.
Well, since you say that, I'm going to ask you this. Who do you think will handle the pressure better?
I think when it comes down to quarterbacks, I think Jordan Love is probably going to handle it better because he's already been in the playoffs before. But I think because they're playing at home and they're going to have the home crowd behind them, I think that the Chicago Bears are going to handle the pressure better.
Yeah. And I've already said this. I don't even see it being close. I could see Chicago blowing them out, but if it does end up being close, while they can choke from time to time, the Packers always manage to find a way. And I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow get it close. And I think that situation, Chicago's probably, I think if it comes out like really, really close, Chicago's probably going to want to avoid taking a field goal kick.
Yeah.
Because we all remember what happened the last time they tried that at the end of a playoff game.
Yes. Yeah. Another shot at me.
Oh, yeah. That was against the Eagles. I had forgotten that was against the Eagles. The good old double doink.
Yeah.
But no, I just see the Bears winning. Bears.
All right. So those were the swing games. So now we're going to get to a little bit of an uncomfortable zone for you, but this is what I am going to call the upset zone.
Yeah, I already know where this is going.
So when I talk about the upset zone, I am talking about the game that is going to be the game that kicks off the wildcard playoffs this weekend, and that is your Rams taking on the Panthers, who are playing at home. So I think the upset doesn't happen early. I don't know if it's going to be an upset, but if it is an upset, it's not going to happen early. I don't think that. I think is not going to be right off the bat.
Yeah, probably not. It definitely won't happen right away. It'll probably happen a little further into the game. The Rams are gonna try to look for separation. Matthew Stafford's gonna want to look for his receivers. Last time they played, the Panthers took advantage of that.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah,
they took advantage of that, and they won that regular season matchup, which hurts to even say.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna expect separation, but if they don't get it, they're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's probably going to happen when the Panthers realize that they're still in it. Yeah. That when they realize there's no separation, I mean, we're still in this game. That's probably when it's going to happen. And again, the Rams are going to expect separation, and I don't know if they'll get it or not.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This is the first time all season that I am unsure we can win a game. Even when we played Seattle, I was sure we could win. Even when we played all the teams that looked tough at the time, like Philadelphia and Detroit, I was sure that we could win.
Yeah.
But no, this team already beat us once. I thought we had them. I thought it was going to be a cakewalk first time, and I am not confident at all going into this game. I am honestly a little scared.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. It's a travesty that we're even in the wild card because of their division. We're in the wild card.
That is horrible. You got that division should. That is the one division that always gets in with the worst records ever.
The Panthers should not even be in the playoffs with an 8-9 record.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. That division somehow always ends up having the worst records, and because they win the division, that whatever team wins the division gets into the playoffs. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So,
like
the Rams expecting separation and not getting it, and then the crowd gets louder. Yeah, I mean, I could see it. It happened already this year. I mean, I could see it again. So, my thinking is this: if I am Matthew Stafford, right, and I am the coach, I'm thinking we got to get out in this game early, and we got to get up big.
Oh my gosh! If I see Sean McVay make bonehead calls, I am gonna lose it, because that is what killed them last year and got them eliminated. Is him making bonehead calls.
Yeah, against the Eagles. Yeah.
Same way we call Mr. Good Old Dave Roberts Bonehead Roberts from time to time.
Yeah.
Bonehead McVay, he could.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just very unsure. But I will also say this: while the team has been on the weaker side the past few weeks, Devontae Adams will be coming back for the game. So
yeah, that's a big plus for them.
The man who I think should deserve the MVP, and I think who's going to win it, he'll have both his weapons. He'll have his two main weapons back.
Yeah.
Combine that with that young defensive line with those guys like Jared Verse, Byron Young, Kobe Turner. While it could be an upset, it could also go the Rams' way.
Yeah.
But I am also glad it's the first game. That way I can just get it over with. Not have to worry the whole weekend, just right out of the gate. So
yeah. Well, I will say this. If the game gets tighter, I will say this. Suddenly, even though he's been in the league for a long time and he is, should win the MVP, if the game gets tighter, suddenly experience does not matter that much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not going to be surprised if he gets scared, because it looked like that's what happened against the Panthers. He started getting nervous and they took advantage of him. He threw pick sixes. He lost fumbles. It was a train wreck that game.
But I will say this, and you're not going to like this, and this is going to be my killer line to you. If the Panthers go into the fourth quarter leading this game, I am going to say that the Rams are going to be officially on upset alert.
Yeah, I'm not to be surprised. I won't be surprised if the Panthers win. Honestly, I'm preparing for it more than anything. Even if the Rams do lose, though, no matter what happens, whether they win or lose, I will say I'm just happy to see them play one more game this year, just to see some playoff football.
No, because we get first rounded all the time, and I don't like that feeling.
Okay, well that's 30 years compared to 3 years since having last won a championship.
Oh man! All right, so let's move on to the next game, and this is the game that I will say this: this team. One team deserves to be there because they have been lights out all year, and that is the Texans. But one team should not be in this game because had Tyler Hoop made that ridiculous field goal kick at the end, it would be the Ravens and not the freaking Steelers.
Nah, yeah, I remember it was the Priest Holy Water that stopped them. It was the Priest Holy Water.
I remember you telling me about. Yeah, so tell the story about that.
So basically, the Steelers got a priest to pour holy water into one of the end zones before the game, and that end zone and the side he had poured it on ended up being the side the ball went wide. It ended up being in the end zone. Tyler Luke missed that kick.
Yeah,
it's funny. I feel like it's just funny hearing 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers somehow make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's been so funny watching online, seeing reactions of everybody, and honestly, I'm loving it. I am gonna enjoy this as much as I can because it's probably not gonna go well for them this weekend. So
yeah. So they had the immaculate reception. And because of the priest pouring holy water in that end zone and the kick going wide, we're going from the immaculate reception to the immaculate deviation. In other words, the ball deviated just enough to where it didn't go through the hoops. So anyways, all right. So Texans Steelers, what this game ends, again, this is another upset alert game, right?
Oh, yeah.
But this game is going to be the game that is strength versus belief.
Yeah. The Steelers are going to have the environment, though. You know how those chunks of the terrible towel crowd can get. You know how loud they can get.
Yeah, but I will say this, though. I mean, Houston's coming in. They have the confidence. The way that they're playing, they have the confidence. And they got C.J. Stroud.
Oh, yeah.
Who has played very well this season. So, and I will say this, DeMeco Ryans, as their coach, has done a pretty darn good job. I mean, they kind of fell a little bit last year, but now he's got them firing on all cylinders.
Oh, yeah. They recovered really well from last year.
Yeah.
If Houston protects the football, the game's going to go deep. Just between that and the defense, that absolutely killer lights out defense all year. It's incredible. It's been incredible watching that defense.
Yeah. And I think if you're right, I think if the Texans are able to protect the football and this game goes deep, I think that if it does go deep, then pressure is going to flip.
Oh, yeah.
Pressure is going to flip because then the Steelers are going to start feeling that pressure.
Oh, yeah.
And again, they should not be in there. They should have been eliminated. But that pressure is going to start getting really heavy.
You know how Aaron Rodgers is in the playoffs. Before the conference championship game, you know, we could possibly see the next coming of Tom Brady and the Bucks from a few years ago.
Maybe.
But yeah, no matter what, it's going to be funny watching that game.
Yeah.
Just seeing them in the playoffs over Baltimore.
Yeah, but I will say this. If the Steelers lose this game at home, the conversation is going to change immediately. And it's going to go to Aaron Rodgers needs to go away. And please, let's move on from Mike Tomlin. If John Harbaugh can get fired in Baltimore, then it should be Mike Tomlin's time to go bye-bye if they lose this game at home.
But he still has a few years left before he gets the record for most consecutive winning seasons. He has to break that first. He has to break that first before they can get rid of him.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I think that the Texans should win this game pretty easily. Should. But again, somehow these jokers have been pulling games out. Somehow, who knows? They may have the priest go out there and bless with holy water every square inch of that field. I don't know. So, all right, man. So that's the games for this weekend. And so what I want to do now is I want to go to this. I want to go to what I am calling the wait, what moments. What are some of those moments you think will be the wait, what?
Well, what are we talking about specifically? Are we like talking about like specific things happening or?
Yeah, like the specific things, like, you know, something happens in the game and you go, wait, what?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I could see a lot. I could potentially see lots of this happening. There could be blocked punts, missed extra points,
Pick six.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. So 4th and 1 that gets stuffed, because we've seen that happen. Those are going to be the moments that we're going to be going, wait, what? Right? You're going to be, holy moly, wait, what? And then what's going to happen?
The game that nobody was watching at first, everybody will tune in and nobody's going to turn it off.
Exactly. Everybody's going to be like, dude, are you watching this game? Wait, what? What just happened? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me change the channel. And then, yeah, suddenly everybody is going to be watching that game. You had a block punt. You had a team that got stuffed on 4th and 1. You had a pick six. Those are the moments that are going to be like, wait, what? Oh, man. Oh, my God. Let me watch this game, right? So when that happens, and if and when that happens, this is going to be a game that nobody can turn off. Nobody can turn off. And it could be any of these games. Any of these games could have these wait, oh, what happened moments. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens. But you know, this definitely for sure this weekend will deliver that one moment that just breaks everything. That moment will be at what everybody's going to be talking about on Tuesday morning, right? So I don't know, man. It's going to be one of those things. We'll just see what kind of wait, what happened moment happens. So I'm looking forward to that. So Legacy Watch. While we know that wildcard games do not crown champions, what does it do?
It exposes who's ready to become one.
Yeah, that is true. It really does expose who's ready to become one. And a big win here changes about how people talk about you.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had that every year. Like, right? Cowboys, Packers, right? All of a sudden, everybody's talking about the Packers and what Jordan Love has done. So people will be talking about them.
Yeah. But a bad loss is going to follow you all off season.
Exactly. And again, Cowboys, Packers. Everybody's talking about Jordan Love and what the Packers did. And then everybody's talking about the Cowboys and the awful loss, the ugly loss that happened. So, and it followed them all off season. It's like, okay, what's going to happen now? And then what did we get in the off season after that happened? We're going to be all in. No, you weren't all in, right? You weren't all in. So, oh man. So, but you know what? This is where the quarterbacks earn respect. I mean, when you start getting into the playoffs and you start earning your stripes, this is when the quarterbacks start earning the respect, whether it's Drake May or whether it's Jordan Love or CJ Stroud. This is when that happens.
Oh yeah. But it's also where the excuses disappear.
Yep. Especially by Monday, right?
Someone's name is going to mean more by the end of these games.
Yep. That is true. So as we told you in the start,
one team will shock everybody.
One fan base will be heartbroken.
And one contender will feel unstoppable.
Wild card does not reward hope.
It rewards nerve.
So that's exactly what it does. It rewards nerve.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think before we head out, why don't we make some picks on who's going to win?
All right, let's pick it.
All right, so
Chargers, Patriots.
I will go with the Patriots on this one.
I will take the Patriots as well. All right. So Buffalo, Jacksonville.
I see Jacksonville upsetting Buffalo. I see that.
Okay.
I see Jacksonville eliminating Buffalo.
Okay. All right. Packers, Bears.
Bears. No way. The Packers.
Oh wait,
on
I didn't
paper.
pick. I got in my head was that. I think for as good as the Jaguars have been playing, and the fact that they're playing at home, I am going to say that the Bills probably pull this out. Now, was it the Jaguars when they played the Chargers that the Chargers came back and beat them, or was it the Jaguars that came back and beat the Chargers in that game?
I don't know.
You don't remember that either? Okay. All right. So Rams, Panthers.
We never picked Packers Bears.
Oh, Packers, Bears. That's right. Man, I keep skipping everything.
It's okay.
All right. So Packers, Bears, the rivalry game.
Bears. No way. On paper, there's no way the Packers should have a chance.
Yeah, I'm just going to pick the Bears because I don't like the Packers. So I could care less this next game. Eagles, 49ers.
I'm going to pick the Eagles just because I don't want the 49ers.
Yeah, and I'm going to pick the 49ers just because I don't want the Eagles, and I don't want Gary down in the south coastal bend of Texas to be celebrating because they won a wild card game against the 49ers. So, all right. Last game, Rams, Panthers.
Gee, this is such a tough matchup. Los Angeles Rams, all the way.
Los Angeles Rams. Okay. Well, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I for as much as I think that an upset could happen, I don't think so. I think Matthew Stafford knows that this might be his last hurrah, and I think he's going to give it his all. He's been playing lights out. He's an MVP, contender this year. Sean McVay hopefully has learned from last year. The Panthers, with Bryce Young being so young, with Dave Canales, the coach, being so new, and Rico Dowdle, that guy has been horrible as of late. I think that the Rams are probably going to win this game. So I agree with you on that one.
One word. No matter what happens, no matter how much I feel like the Panthers could upset the Rams, one word. Believe.
Believe.
That is the word of the week right there.
That is the word of the week. Okay.
Believe.
All right. So we gave you our picks. So we want to hear from you. So download in the comments. If you want to give us your predictions and you get it right, we'll give you a shout out in the next show that we do. But I will say this also as well. Hit that like and subscribe button wherever it's going to be. And make sure that you follow us and you follow our content. We put out these, of course, it's been a while since we did a show, but we are constantly putting out shorts. So hit that like and subscribe button. Good show, man. Good show. I like it. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, because we love doing this and bringing this stuff to you. But as always, as we close our show, I always say this. You are my pride and joy, and I love you. And this is Bloodline Sports. It's all relative.
Goodbye, everyone.